Just be yourself. What does this even mean, and why does everyone say this? Understanding these three pitfalls of this phrase, awareness, context, and ambiguity, will help you gain more clarity of these questions. Number one, awareness. Our personal identity is complex and multifaceted, and for some, it's a lifelong journey. Just be yourself assumes that you already have a clear and stable sense of self, which isn't always the case. Number two, context. Human behavior is highly context dependent. How one behaves with close friends may be different from how one behaves in a professional setting. Being yourself doesn't take into account the need to adapt to different social contexts and norms. Number three, ambiguity. The phrase, just be yourself, is vague and oversimplifies complex human behavior and psychology. It doesn't provide concrete guidance on how to act or make decisions, especially in challenging or unfamiliar situations. Now, the big question is, how do you really be yourself if you don't even know who you are? Self-discovery is a process. It evolves over time and is influenced by various life experiences. But sometimes we get so caught up in life that we never take the time to reflect on how these various life experiences made us the individual that we are today. We get comfortable in who we've become that we don't take a step back and understand where our personal values, beliefs, and preferences came from. Let's go through a short exercise right now. Think about a hobby or interest that you have. Now ask yourself these three questions and pause the video and answer each question. Number one, what drew me to this hobby from the very beginning? Number two, what emotions or sensations do I experience while engaged in this activity? Number three, how does this hobby reflect my personality, values, or life goals? Keep asking yourself more questions and peel back the onion. The more questions you ask yourself, the more you will understand the rooted nature of your hobbies and your interests. Sometimes we may feel that things arise from nothing, that we somehow became the person we are today because of chance. But this feeling of things arising from nothing or of being the person we are by chance is an illusion. In reality, our choices, even the seemingly small or unconscious ones, play a significant role in shaping who we are. It's easy to overlook the tiny decisions we make every day and how they contribute to our long-term personal development. It's easy to accept the ambiguity of life instead of facing and coming to terms with the decisions of the past. But these things matter. The hobbies we pursue, the books we read, the company we keep, all these are subtle yet powerful expressions of our identity. When we start to examine the why behind our actions, we begin to uncover layers of our personality and history. For instance, you might realize that a hobby you thought was chosen randomly is actually deeply connected to a cherished childhood memory, or it fulfills a need that you weren't consciously aware of. This reflection can be enlightening, revealing hidden aspects of our characters and aspirations. Understanding that our identity is not just a product of external circumstances, but also a result of our choices can be empowering. It suggests that we have more control over who we are and who we can become than we might have thought. It means that if there are aspects of ourselves that we're not happy with, we have the power to change them, gradually, one choice at a time. Address the ambiguity of your life and start making conscious efforts to address your self-awareness so you don't start on a path of aimlessness and passiveness. This realization is crucial because it shifts the perspective from being passive recipients of life's events to active architects of our own identity. Yes, external factors like family, culture, and social environment play a huge role, but our responses to these, our choices within these contexts, define us. Whether we're at home, in the workplace, or in social settings, we are all playing a role. Going back to context, we adapt and conform to various roles that may require different behaviors or attitudes depending on the setting. At home, we might be parents, children, or partners, each role with its own set of expectations and responsibilities. In the workplace, we take on professional personas that might require more formal or structured behaviors, adhering to organizational structures and norms. In a social setting, we engage in more casual or customer-oriented roles, adapting our behavior to social etiquette and interpersonal interactions. Just be yourself implies a static, unchanging identity that doesn't account for the natural adaptability and role-playing that's inherent in human social interaction. You may be asking, hey, Progressful, doesn't this mean that we are being inauthentic in certain situations? No, we are not being inauthentic because the essence of who we are, our core values and traits remain, but the expression of our identity shifts to adapt to different environments. While being authentic is important, it's also necessary to acknowledge that our behavior and responses adapt based on the context. Each setting demands different aspects of our personality and behavior, which means that being yourself isn't about adhering to a single unchanging persona, but rather about being flexible and responsive to the different roles we occupy in life. This is a natural part of human behavior. The next time you are in an unfamiliar setting, remember that we are all playing a role, and being adaptable and responsive is a part of healthy social interaction, not a compromise of your authenticity. In our haste to be ourselves, we might inadvertently adopt a persona that reflects who we think we should be, rather than who we truly are. The risk here is not just being inauthentic, but also missing the opportunity to embrace the complexities of the self. The common pitfall lies in attempting to be ourselves without undertaking the crucial journey of self-discovery. Often, we rush this process and end up with a version of ourselves that is incomplete. Question your beliefs, examine your values, and understand the origins of your passions and fears. It's about building a self-awareness that acknowledges both our strengths and weaknesses. In this journey, recognize that each of us is constantly playing a variety of roles in life. These roles, whether as a family member, a professional, or a friend, are not masks that hide our true selves, but rather expressions of the diverse facets of our identity. By understanding and acknowledging the different roles we play, we come to a deeper appreciation of the full spectrum of who we are. This is not just an exercise in self-awareness, but a celebration of our complex and ever-evolving individuality. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.